Well, Liam, Mark, thanks for taking the time to speak to us. I know it's late, so I won't keep you too long. Let's start with deadline day, a move to bring Anthony Stewart in. Liam, tell us how that move came about and how we got to the point where we got the deal over the line just before the deadline.
Yeah, well, look, the centre back position had recently become a priority for us due to the injury to Warren, which was obviously not planned, and obviously we wish Warren and Dean all the best in their recoveries. We'll hopefully see Dean a little bit sooner than Warren, but we obviously wish them all the best as they recover from those injuries. So that kind of thrust the centre back position into the spotlight for the window, halfway through the window, and we had a chat. We felt that level of experience, obviously our captain and our vice captain no longer being able to be on the pitch, it was important that we got an experience profile, somebody who was proven at the level. That was always the number one target. And as the day progressed, with the business that people do, deadline day is a very busy day, as people know, and ultimately, late on, Anthony Stewart became an option. So we put everything into that deal to make it happen, because he's somebody that we spoke about a lot, somebody whose credentials at this level is well known. We've been experienced firsthand what he can do on a football pitch in terms of his willingness to defend and the leadership he offers. So absolutely delighted that he's decided to join us, and I think he'll play a big part both on and off the pitch for us.
And Mark, for you, your quotes that have gone on the website, you talked about he's proven at this level what he can bring to this team on and off the pitch. You must be pleased to get a player like Anthony Stewart in.
Yeah, I think looking at the experience, like Liam said there, the players we're missing out of the team at the minute, that we needed to kind of fill that void with a player who knew the level, was experienced at the level as well, had the certain qualities which can fit into our team and our makeup of team, and we felt that this signing would be the one. Like Liam said, it came about a little bit later than expected, and everybody had to work really, really hard to get that done. So, moving forward, we feel it'd be a great fit for the squad, and he can bring a lot to help what is predominantly a young team. And like I said before, a young team who are missing certain leaders within that team as well. So, we're fully confident that it'll be a good signing for us, and he'll fit right into the team.
Liam, you said coming into the window that you want to improve the balance of the squad, focus more on the physicality and adding some physicality to the group. You made us aware it wasn't going to be wholesale changes, that the core of the group would stay together, but do you feel like you've done what you set out to do this month?
Yeah, sure. I think when you break it down, absolutely. What's helped, obviously, Mark's come in. He's been extremely clear with the setup of the team, with the way that we want to go about things. I think people have seen the impact on the style and the intensity and pressing, and certainly how we play with the 4-3-3 so far. So strengthening in the wide areas, having people that could get us up the pitch, take the ball, hold the ball, carry the ball. I think it's evidence in Jonathan and Sully Kaikai, who we've signed, are going to not only make us more physical, but add elements to the game where they can take players on 1v1, be exciting, have a goal threat. Incidentally, both of them are coming off spells where they perhaps haven't been playing regularly, so there's a degree of patience that's needed, but also understanding, we're here now in results end of the season. We need points, and we absolutely recognise that. And I think those guys have got to get up to speed quickly, and I expect them to do so because they know what's required. And then in the middle of the pitch, obviously Paris, again, somebody that can carry the ball, somebody that is able to take control in a deep position, but can also play higher up and contribute driving into the box and things like that. So I think it's extremely clear. It helps because the briefs were extremely clear in terms of what we were trying to do. I think everybody could see what we needed, and we've absolutely added that. And we've also got the bonus of Max coming in, obviously, who Mark's worked with before, and I think the fans would have seen a very short insight into what he's about at Forest Green, and we all enjoyed that little cameo. So I think it's clear that understanding of what he's got, of the expectation, is going to be really useful as well. So yeah, I think it's really clear to say we're in a stronger position than when we started. And just on top of that as well, I'm quite excited in the opportunities that we've got for the likes of Matt Dennis and Dan Kemp as well, who are two players we identified really needed an opportunity to go and play games. So we'll also be monitoring their development really closely.
I'm just going to touch on that and before I move on to you, Mark, just the juggling that goes on. It's not just a simple process of signing players. You know, there was changing of loan spots and, you know, sending players out to bring people in. All that goes on in January, and it's not just as simple as bringing someone in on day one, is it? That takes a lot of roster, using an American phrase there, team, you know, squad shaping and manoeuvring to get things right.
Yeah, sure. And look, this, you know, we probably understand that the squad is a little bit bigger than we perhaps would carry, but that's something that we're dealing with off the back of the amount of change that we had in the summer and the injuries that we had at the start of the season. So, yeah, we're still carrying probably a couple more, but that means the competition's really high. The competition in wide players, the competition in the wide areas is really high. Competition in midfield is, and also for the main striker role. So that we've got to use that now, and the lads have got to realise, particularly in some positions, who they're up against to get in the team, and hopefully that will, you know, drive performance and make it more competitive all round.
Leading into that, Mark, the way you want to play, the intensity that you want the team to play at. You talked a lot about them giving their all, even if it's for 60 minutes, leaving everything on the pitch. And like Liam alluded to, there is depth, there is options now, and there's players that, you know, were starters for us at the start of the season that are now going to be options for you off the bench, or you know those that are coming in might become optional. But there's plenty, you know, available to you moving forward.
Yeah, I think the adaptation in how we want to play as well is, you know, it's, of course it's going to take time. It's not an easy thing to do within season. It's something that has to be done really, really carefully and have a lot of thought behind it, because if we go and try and ramp up everything to the maximum straight, you know, in one moment, then, you know, it could be dangerous as regards to injuries and things like that. So we have to do that carefully. But what we've seen in the short space of time is an increase in how we run, how we press against the ball, how we work with the ball, and how we are dynamic on the pitch. So that's really, really pleasing. And with that, you know, comes, you know, like I said, the competition of the squad now enables us to really kind of, as a phrase we use, is kind of empty the tank on the pitch. So enable the players to do that, and knowing that we've got ready replacements to come off the bench and fulfil those roles for the remainder of the game. So competition is high now. We feel like we've got a good balance in the positions we want. Yes, players are still getting used to ultimately what we want to do, but I'm seeing that progress really, really quickly on the training ground. We're seeing it in games now, and what we've got to try and do now is, you know, kind of turn these lots of positives, what we're seeing in games, into points. And that's a focus, what we've been driving to all week, and that's a focus we'll continue to drive with going forward for the rest of the season, where we have to turn them into points. And, you know, I've got full belief we can do that.
And you know, your first taste of a transfer window as a head coach of a first team, what has that experience been like for you? And can you just give us a bit of an insight in terms of how it works between you two, in terms of, you know, how you come up with these targets, how you work out who you're going to, you know, push for, and how you get deals over the line?
Well, me and Liam have been working closely together for the whole window, and along with a team of staff as well. You know, players are not just plucked out of the air. I couldn't believe the amount of detail that the guys look into the players and the stats and the video. And so there's been a lot of watching of video and clips and certain players and looking at stats, and, you know, sitting in this room now watching numerous players making decisions. So, you know, that collaboration of ideas and bringing together all that information to make a concise decision has been impressive for me, seeing that firsthand on my window. So, you know, I'm happy with that. I'm confident in the players we've got, and I'm delighted in the signings we've brought into the club. So, you know, really, really happy. It's been an eye opener for me. It's been a late one, but no, it's been eventful, but, you know, it's been enjoyable, and I'm just ready to get going now.
Yeah, I won't keep you too much longer. Liam, finally, and then I'll move on to you, Mark. I suppose this is it now. This is the squad. This is, you know, what we've got for the rest of the season. And, you know, I know you, Liam, there'll be, you know, the support you can provide this season, but start to have an eye on the summer. And for Mark, it'll be a case of, you know, giving the players absolutely everything that they need between now and the end of the season. These players that we've got to do the job. Yeah,
absolutely. The focus now for us is on every single game, and as Mark just said, the build up to those games is really important. We have to understand that every game is an opportunity for us to strive towards our target, which for this year is obviously retaining League One status. I think the approach and the things that I'm able to witness, from my position, tells me that we are getting better. I think there's moments in games where we are playing as well as we have done all year. It's just about taking that across a full game, particularly in both boxes. But absolutely full belief in everything that's happening. I can't stress that enough about how positive I feel about not only the people that are here, the additions that have come in, but also the players that we believe in. People like Dawson Devoy getting better with every single game. It's clearly visible. So we have to strive to get as many points as we can, and obviously stay in the league, and then we can get to the end of this year and look back at it as a real building year. If we're able to make good of all this work that we've put in, it's not a year that I'm just going to write off. It's a year that we can actually become out of it really stronger, and attack next year. I think some of the guys joining us are almost bemused to see the position that we're in, because they can see the quality that we've got. But these are all words. These are all thoughts. These are all perceptions. So we need to go and deliver. I'm firmly aware of that, and I know Mark is, and I hope the players are too.
Yeah, fully echo that, and I think we've now got a squad of players, and we're beginning to get an understanding of how we want to play, and we're becoming more consistent with that, and that's what we've got to do. Every time we review the games and review training, we know where we need to get better. The players are really working hard towards that, and again, it's about evolving that understanding every day on the training ground. And then trying to apply that on the pitch, and give the players the confidence to do that. So really looking forward to closing the January window, understanding what we've got to work with now. We've got players coming back from injury as well, which is really good, and they're close to getting back now, really close. So we're nearly there to having a full squad, apart from obviously Dean and Warren as well. They're a little bit longer term, but the other injuries are nearly there now, so we're going to have an array of players to pick from. And with that competition, it improves performance, because players thrive on that. I always feel that competition is a healthy thing, and it creates high standards within training, and it makes people fight for the shirt, and I think that's important.